rolling. Shalom, we out here once again giving all praises to
Yahweh, or Hashem, Yahweh Shai, or Hashem, Rakak Kodash.
So, I mean, there's many ways we can go with this lesson. There's a lot going on in the world, as usual.
Yeah, I didn't really have a topic or anything.
Yeah, me either. Me either. So we're just going to see where the Spirit takes us.
Let's go to it's Jeremiah 29:17. Let's read it in the NLT. It says, "This is what the Lord of Heaven's army says. I will send war, famine, and disease upon them and make them like bad figs, too rotten to eat."
War, famine. And I really want to emphasize on the word war because I heard a rumor that Russia's getting ready to prepare for an attack on their soil. So I heard that it could happen as soon as this weekend. It could be today, it could be tomorrow. That's what I heard.
It says, "Yes, I will pursue them with war, famine, and disease."
War, famine, and disease. And also, let me add, if that's the case, if Russia's soil gets touched by the U.S. or any other allies, then that's World War III. I mean, at that point, they might as well announce it. Stop tiptoeing around it and just announce it. Like, it's war. It is what it is. Some experts say it already started.
It says, "Yes, I will pursue them with war, famine, and disease, and I will scatter them around the world in every nation where I send them. I will make them an object of damnation, horror, contempt, and mockery."
So that them that is speaking about is the Israelites. Because the Israelites are the ones that were spread throughout the world. That's why you have a diaspora. You know how you have Jakes in South America, Jakes in North America, Jakes in Africa. You even have Jakes in Europe, Italy. You can go on and on. So at the end of the day, we're all brothers. You know, you got the so-called Taínos, and you got the so-called Negroes. I mean, we're all brothers at the end of the day.
It says, "I will make them an object of damnation, horror, contempt, and mockery."
Contempt and mockery. That's why they give you those names like Haitian, or Jamaican, or Dominican, or Black. You know, that's really all mockery because here it is, we are the chosen people of the Most High, and they're giving you names that really don't apply to you, that really aren't your nationality according to the Bible.
You got Jake, they play right into it.
Yeah.
You got Eve walking around with fucking wild ass eyelashes, red hair.
Yeah,
You got
like,
Jake sagging his pants off his ass.
yeah, man. And it's like they really dive into their culture of madness. You know what I'm saying? You know how like the Caribbeans always had that parade where the women are dressed like half naked? I forget what it's called.
Juve or something like that?
Yeah,
Juve?
I think so, yeah.
Something like
That shit is wicked.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
It says, "For they refuse to listen to me, though I have spoken to them repeatedly through the prophets I sent."
Exactly, and that's why we out here on these streets. That's why we put up the videos. It's because we hope that we are of the elect. You know, the chosen of the Most High, the ones that are chosen to really push out this gospel. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how you have false prophets and, you know, false anointed. You got dudes that is out there and that are diligent, but what are they diligent in? Causing confusion? Or are they doing the right thing? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we're sure we're doing the right thing. It's not like we're out here pushing a wayward doctrine, talking about any nation can make it as long as they believe in Jesus. Calling on Yahuwah or Yeshua. That's always a red flag. You know how you got them type of Israelites?
Oh, they're always on the internet. They
Yeshua.
ain't got no street camps. They're always on the internet just talking shit.
Yep.
Jah, Yahweh.
Yeah, that's always a red flag. That's the indication that that person is not somebody that's a teacher.
Yeah, they don't know what they're involved in. They just know they're Israelites. It says, for they refuse to listen to me.
Oh, Yeshaya, Ahaya.
Yep.
What do they call it? Ahaya.
Yeah, I heard that too.
You know where they get that from? I believe they get that from Exodus, because when you look into the translation, when it says that my name is, Most High says his name is I am, it literally translated into I am, which I believe is Yeshaya, Ahaya, or something like that.
And notice with those Israelites, they're always outward-facing Israelites. They got the zigzags on, they got the Star of David around their neck on a chain or on a pendant or something.
Right.
They be just way out there, but don't know what they're involved in.
But they Israelites.
It's fashionable.
All they know is they Israelites. They got their fringes. So I've realized over the years that there's different levels to this Israelite walk, this Israelite thing. That's why Paul said not all Israel is Israel. So, don't just flock to anybody that says, oh, I'm an Israelite. I know I'm an Israelite. Yeah, I keep the Sabbaths, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't really know how they get down, what they teach, what they believe. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says that we're all supposed to have the same minds. Can two walk together unless they be agreed?
So Jeremiah 29:19 in the NLT says, for they refuse to listen to me, though I have spoken to them repeatedly through the prophets I sent. And you who are in exile have not listened either, says the Lord.
You that are in exile. So really, every Israelite you see walking around in the streets or in the block, they're not listening for the most part. Maybe personally, we might get one here or there. They might stop and look at the sign or inquire, but it's few and in between. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know the Most High is only dealing with like a small remnant, especially when it comes to America. Because you know it's gonna be slim pickings in America. A lot of these people crossing the border, they don't even realize they're gonna die here. They try to seek a better life. See what's going on with the Haitians over there in Ohio. They trying to demonize them. You see the media saying that they eating cats, they eating dogs. And really none of that is true. They're really trying to play us off against one another. Same thing with the Venezuelans and the blacks. You know what I'm saying? We all the same people. We all out here just trying to survive, really. We all come from the same struggle, but just to different degrees, different language barrier.
They always try to get on the Haitians because they know Haitians vote Democrat. I noticed that too. Any chance they get, they try to get on the Haitians.
Man, they shouldn't even be talking bad about the Haitians because the reason why they're such a poor country is because of Esau.
Right.
They've been sabotaged. And what happened with the earthquake? What was that, 2011?
Man, that was years ago. I remember I was in middle school.
They supposedly got all that money in aid, but how much did that money help the country?
Right.
That shit went into other people's pockets.
Yeah, their government's corrupt.
I don't even think their government saw the money.
They did. It just went to their pockets. They got new Range Rovers and shit like that.
Yeah, probably, yeah, maybe. I bet they don't got nothing to show for it now, though. All that money's probably dried up.
You know, the people didn't eat, but the, I guess you could say the clergymen, they probably made off.
Yeah, and then you seen how they overthrew the president, the last president they had. I don't even know who their president is now. Whoever their leader is. So whether that was an inside job or foreign interests, you know, we can speculate with that on and on. But what we do know is that Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere or the Southern Hemisphere.
Western.
You could really say both, Southwest. You know what I'm saying? Southwest Hemisphere.
Last verse.
So I got a scripture for that. You can finish that.
It's Jeremiah 29:20 in the NLT. It says, therefore listen to this message from the Lord, all you captives there in Babylon. And we are captive in Babylon, you know. All these people on this sign have been exiled but the elect are going to be the ones that return back to the Lord in these days. That was another. I can get another one.
Yeah, keep going.
This is Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 3. Let's stay here in the NLT. It says, Lord, you are searching for honesty. You struck your people, but they paid no attention. You crushed them, but they refuse to be corrected. They are determined with faces set like stone. They have refused to repent. Then I said, but what can we expect from the poor? They are ignorant. They don't know the ways of the Lord. They do not understand God's laws.
So that's speaking about so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because we're the ones that are out here destitute when it comes to knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And that comes from the Bible. So many of our people are caught up in these different ideologies such as Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, voodoo, right? But our people need to come back to the Bible, the ways of the Most High, and its antiquity, because we know that Christians deal with the same book we deal with. But are they breaking it down the same? No. They'll tell you that the Old Testament is done away with, or the laws is done away with. You don't got to keep the laws. But when you read in Matthew, it'll tell you that you're not going to make it to the kingdom of heaven if you don't put away your idols, right, in a roundabout way. If you don't start worshiping these other gods. If you're a covetous or a blasphemer, right? So the Bible constantly speaks about putting off the old man, becoming a new person. What would be the point of becoming a new person if you could just come as you are and still make it to the kingdom of heaven?
Right.
It's a contradiction. It's not adding up. So that's how you know that these Christians, they don't understand the scriptures.
It's ultimately because they don't have the Holy Spirit. You can't just pick the Bible up and just start reading it and understand what you're reading.
Exactly.
It has to be taught to you.
That's why I don't deal with Christians. You know, you'll see them bragging about how they go to church. Or pull up to my service, my Sunday service, or my Thursday service, whatever it is. Let's all have fellowship. I don't want no parts of that.
Bible study at my house.
I go in there and I wouldn't even be able to keep silent. I'd be like, I gotta walk out. I can't sit there and listen to that.
You found it already? This is Jeremiah 5 and 5. It says, I will get me unto the great men, and will speak unto them, for they have known the way of the Lord Yahweh, and the judgment of their power. But these have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bonds. It says, wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them, and a wolf of the evening shall spoil them. A leopard shall watch over their cities. Everyone that goeth out hence shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many, and their backslidings are increased. And I noticed, like, with generation to generation, the people just get more wicked and wicked as time prolongs. So that's why I feel like this got to be it right here.
That's part of it. It's because of technology, the internet.
That Instagram, not even Instagram, just social media in general, just destroys people.
Yeah, and you know what I was thinking about the other day? You know how when Chief Keef first came out with that drill music?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That was really like the start of like the downfall.
I witnessed it with my own eyes. It was a heavy spirit.
In many cases, because then it spread throughout the country. It spread to New York, because now New York is known for drill music. But when did New York start following other trends of other states?
Right.
That was really like the start of it. And And you see all these people dying behind all this drill music, right?
All these young niggas got that dreadlock demon on them.
And they dissing one another.
It goes to show you music carries a vibration.
It does.
That was really like the start of it. Like, I remember that time vividly. Before motherfuckers was running around listening to fucking Wiz Khalifa, Black and Yellow, and all that kind of shit. Had the snapback hanging on their belt loops with the Converse on.
Yeah, but if you notice now, Chief Keef he's kind of smart because he got away from all that. Like he not really rapping about what he used to rap about when he first came out.
Who knows? I don't even listen to Chief Keef anymore.
And then on top of that, he hasn't been to Chicago. I mean, I heard recently he went back for a show. That was it, but that was like the first time he went back in like years.
You know better than that.
Yeah. So it's like at the same time, these dudes will sell you death, but they'll really want no portion of like living that lifestyle because they know where it leads. You'll end up like King Von or FBG, whoever his name is. You know these guys.
Yeah, Duck. So, this Jeremiah. What's up? Outside? This is Jeremiah 5:7. It says, "How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me and sworn by them that are no gods. When I had fed them to the full, they then committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in the harlot houses." And what are these harlot houses? These Christian churches. And you
That's literally what they are. So the whole percent of adultery goes down.
Yep.
Pastor stealing this guy's wife, sleeping around.
And this could also be likened to spiritual adultery. You know, praising Jesus Christ instead of Yahushua. It says they were as fed horses in the morning. Everyone nighed after his neighbor's wife. Shall I not visit for these things, saith the Lord Yahweh? And shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? Go ye up upon her walls and destroy, but make not a full end. Take away her battlements, for they are not the Lord's. Go into that word, battlements. Let's get it in Google.
It's not coming up on the blue letter.
It's not really. It's pretty big. It's not clear enough. Battlements. A parapet. All right, here we go. A parapet with open spaces that surmounts a wall and is used for defense or decoration. Okay.
So where you at with it?
That was the Jeremiah 5:10.
What's the heading? Chapter.
Jerusalem's godlessness.
Godlessness.
The 11th verse. It says, "For the house of Israel and the house of Judah have dealt very treacherously against me, saith the Lord Yahweh."
So that's speaking about the northern kingdom Israelites and the southern kingdom Israelites. Which Judah is the head of southern kingdom, and you got Ephraim, who is known as the head of the northern kingdom Israelites. Which the Ephraimites would be so-called Puerto Ricans today. And then Judah is so-called blacks, so-called black Americans.
We believe that by faith. If you can't believe it, it is what it is.
It's really through the spirit, because none of us can prove what tribe we're really from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For all we know, you might be from the tribe of Benjamin or Levi.
Right. Yeah, fact. Like be a Levite. You never know.
You know some Jakes, they be like, yeah, I got Native American ancestry, and then they might actually be a Gadite, even though they look like Judah.
Right.
So it's really through the spirit, it's through the faith. But at the end of the day, you should just hope that you're an Israelite. Just be glad you're an Israelite. It
Right.
doesn't matter what tribe you're from. However, Judah is the top tribe.
Says this is Jeremiah 5:12. Says they have belied the Lord and said, "It is not He, neither shall evil come upon us, neither shall we see sword nor famine." See, that's the pride. It says, "And the prophets shall become wind, and the word is not in them, thus shall it be done unto them. Wherefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them."
Yeah. The words of the Most High, I mean, it really does everything. It can tear you down or it can lift you up. In Esau's case, it's tearing him down. Why do you think they're going to probably end up banning the Bible? If not that, then they're going to get rid of the internet. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do something to get the prophets off the internet. Like, we're not going to be out here teaching forever.
Right.
I mean, that's the bottom line. So the Bible speaks about how there's going to be a famine of the word. We got to wait and see how that works.
This is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12.
Shoot, you might even end up locked up behind bars.
Right.
I mean, with the way the world is headed, we don't know how it's going to play out for us. Exactly, to a T.
Hebrews 4:12 says, "For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit."
So that's the words of the Most High. It's likened unto a sword that cuts deep.
"And of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. Neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight, but all things are naked and opened unto the eyes of him with whom we have to do. Seeing then that we have a great high priest that is passed into the heavens, Yahushua, the Son of the Most High, let us hold fast our profession."
All right. Now get Malachi 2:8.
This is Malachi chapter 2, verse 8. I'll start at 7. "For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth."
So let me ask you this. Who are the priests in the Bible?
Israelites.
Historically, originally,
Like the prophets,
contextually,
like the 12, like the disciples.
tribe of Levi.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. Levi means join unto me, right? Levi deals with the law.
But you was right in a roundabout way because
Yeah.
we're all going to be priests unto the Most High in the kingdom.
Malachi 2 and 6 said, "The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity."
Yeah, because that was the job of the Levites, the priests, to teach the other Israelites the law. They really like knew how to dive into it. They knew everything because that was their job.
The Levitical priesthood.
Right. Whereas you had other tribes that had their traits or their duties. Like for instance, the tribe of Issachar. They was known for like being experts when it came to like the celestial body, like the stars, the moon, like knowing the times, Why do you think that the Mayans, the ancient Mayans, which are Israelites, from the tribe of Issachar, why do you think that they had a calendar about the destruction of the world, doomsday, the world's going to end in 2012? You know what I'm saying? The calendar turned out to be wrong, but nevertheless, that was still their expertise. That was still something that they was known for. And if you run into a Mexican, remember that movie? We used to watch it when we was in the system. I know you remember this movie. When they was teaching calculus, the Mexican teacher, and he had a heart attack. They was teaching calculus.
I know you're talking about.
School.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I forgot the name of it.
Yeah. Through the spirit, you know.
Big ass glasses on.
Yeah. Through the spirit, that was a sign back then. That was a sign back then. Because now bring it up, it's like, yeah, they was Mexican, they from the tribe of Issachar, and this dude was teaching calculus back in the 80s. So, you know, me personally, I noticed that a lot of like Hispanics, they're good at math. They're pretty good at math.
Even when
compared to Judah and Jake.
Yeah. Even like like when even with architecture, you gotta know how to do math to order to build up a building or build a house. We know Issachar is good for that.
Oh yeah. Who do you
Stand and Deliver. That's the name of the movie. Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, that rings bells.
Stand and Deliver.
Yeah. And then also to add to that, who do you think is a construction workers? Who do you think is historically known for working hard? You know how they have that saying like, yeah, I'm working hard like a Mexican right now. You know, that's not coming from an empty place. You know, Mexicans is known for working hard. What does it say in Genesis? How Issachar is it's like a strong ox or a strong ass.
They got even in Mexico, they got pyramids in Mexico.
Yeah, because they built them back then in ancient Egypt. They was there.
Right.
They was there.
Where was I? Malachi 2:7 says, "For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. But ye are departed out of the way. Ye have caused many to stumble at the law.
You Haitians, so-called Haitians, you Levites, that was your job, was to teach the law. And now look at the so-called Haitians.
Bro, they all caught up in Christianity. You ever go to the Jamaica spot and they playing that music? That gospel music? They love that shit.
Yeah, that's Benjamin too.
But you know, they got that zeal, just not according to knowledge. It says, but ye are departed out of the way. Ye have caused many to stumble at the law. Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts.
And it's ironic, isn't it? It's ironic. But that's how it played out. The chosen priests, the chosen people of the Most High, and now look at them. One of them, not even one of them, the poorest country in the Southwest Hemisphere. They eating mud cakes. The media tries to make up lies saying that they're eating cats, which it could be like one isolated instance, but it doesn't represent the majority. You know what I'm saying? I heard that they're taking ducks in the parks, and then they slaughtering the ducks and eating wild ducks. So who knows why the media is coming out with this propaganda? Could it be the reason I mentioned earlier, they're trying to play us off against one another? Or are they gearing up for a civil war? They want as much division as possible until they finally hit that time where they're ready to launch the civil war. Because none of the stuff that we see going on, I mean, there's no reason for it to be happening. If you think about it logically. Borders being wide open, giving people from foreign countries, and they're like fresh here, money to buy a house. You're not even doing that for American citizens. So of course that's gonna get on people's nerves,
Unless you know something evil at hand.
Me personally, I don't care.
Yeah, it is what it is. Shit. We don't have a horse in the fight.
Exactly.
Malachi 2 and 9.
But these are all issues that are being raised in the election by candidates.
Talking points. It says, therefore have I also made you contemptible and base before all the people, according as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law.
You notice how it said base among all the people? Going back to what I just said, Haiti is the poorest country in the southwest hemisphere. And they share the same island as the Dominicans. But Dominicans is doing better than Haitians in Haiti. In fact, you got Haitians crossing over the DR. They be like, yeah, I'm Haitian, but they keep it on the low. And they speak Spanish.
Really?
Yeah. And I heard that in some cases, the Dominican Republic government is tossing out the Haitians and like putting them back in to their lands. So Haiti being in a bad place right now is all done by design. Really from the Most High. But Esau really had a plan in their hands to make sure that they wouldn't rise up in the world. Because how is that island so rich in resources and culture, and it's so poor? You know what I'm saying? It's so destabilized, you got them coming over to the U.S. That's how it is, man. It's like the wild, wild west. You know, when you're poor and you don't have much, it's easier for you to sell your people down the line. Be a sellout leader of public. The same thing goes on in Africa. So that's all part of the curses, really, from Deuteronomy.
I gotta start. Well, since you said it, it's the same chapter. I'm gonna start up at the first verse. Point is the second verse. This is Micah 2 and 1. It says, and now, O ye priests, this commandment is for you. If ye will not hear, and if ye will not lay it to heart, to give glory unto my name, saith the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse your blessings. Ye, I have cursed them already, because ye do not lay it to heart. Behold, I will corrupt your seed, and spread dung upon your faces, even the dung of your solemn feasts, your solemn feasts, and one shall take you away with it.
And dung represents being humiliated, shame.
It says, and ye shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, saith the Lord, power of hosts.
I want to know, who is the tribe of Levi today? If it's not the so-called Haitians, then who is it? Who is it? Who fits what we're reading? Who fits the description?
The Chinese.
Nah, it's the small heads.
That was it in Malachi?
Yeah, that's it. It's a fire scripture, bro.
Let's go to Micah. I'll start at the first verse. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in their power of their hand. And who has the power? Who rules this world? Who has dominion over the people here? Esau. How many presidents have we had? And what nationality was the overwhelming majority of them? I'm not knocking on the sign, just saying. Esau Edom, the so-called white man. It says, and they covet fields and take them.
And you could say that they gave us Obama, but on paper, Obama was a Hamite.
Yeah, he's a heathen. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Like you said, in Haiti, they go over there, the land that's rich in, resources, but they take it for themselves and don't even share with the people of the land.
And they do that all over.
All over.
Did the same thing in Puerto Rico. Did the same thing in DR. Same thing in Africa.
They feel like they got rights to everything. And technically, it's shit, they kind of do. That's their blessing right now.
How you think they got America? They took it from the Native Americans. They broke every peace treaty that they wrote up, just to get what they really wanted. They got the best land with the best resources, where they pushed Gad on the reservation.
Don't let them find out that reservation had resources. They're gonna need that back too. It says there, the third verse says, therefore thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughty, for this time is evil. In that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He hath changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away, he hath divided our fields.
Yeah, he has divided our fields. Go back to the reservations. You got this tribe here, this tribe there. Oh, we keep the land for ourselves, but we'll give you a little bit of this land. You just stay over there. And on top of that, we slaughtered millions of your people and enslaved you. Come on, man, look how that works. And you mean to tell me that there's not going to be any revenge, any restitution from the Most High for all the tragedies that have been done and committed on this land, and even throughout the whole earth? It doesn't make sense for there to not be any recompense. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says that the Most High is balanced and fair. He's merciful. So it's like we're not going to be in this position forever where we're on the bottom of society, counted as nothing. Eventually we're going to get our just due.
Knowing that we're the chosen people.
Exactly. That's why we want the kingdom so bad. Because we don't want to live like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Living paycheck to paycheck. You got to pay rent. You got to pay mortgage. We got bills. We got bills to pay. What kind of life is that? So in order to stay under Esau's system, you got to have a job. You got to pay bills. What if you don't want to do that? What if you want to live off the lands? You really can't even do that.
Don't write your ass a ticket.
Write you a ticket, or he's gonna charge a property tax. So it's like there's really no rest for us in this world. Like no matter where you go.
Like he'll write you a citation if you tried to collect rainwater. What's wrong with collecting rainwater? What's the problem in that?
He wants to sell you the bottled water.
That's crazy.
With microplastic in it and chemicals.
This is Micah 2 and 4 again, but in the NLT. It says, in that day your enemies will make fun of you by singing this song of despair about you. We are finished, completely ruined. God has confiscated our land, taking it from us. He has given our fields to those who betrayed us.
To those who betrayed us. They'll be like, yeah. Remember the Mayflower, when they came over on the Mayflower, and then Gad taught them how to survive the winter. They taught them how to farm crops.
Yeah.
And then they got stabbed in the back.
Give them dirty ass couples.
Yeah, remember the Trail of Tears? They gave them blankets that made them sick and killed them off. But they did everything to try to be nice. They was hospitable. How do you say it?
Hospitable.
Hospitable, right?
says, others will set your boundaries then, and the Lord's people will have no say in how the land is divided. And Jake, we don't have no power here. We can't distribute land out to our people because we don't have no land to give them. Esau owns everything, and even the property that you think you own, you got to pay property taxes on it. So is it really yours?
Yeah, you have a mortgage on a home, you gotta pay homeowners insurance.
Say if you wasn't Jake here on this side and you managed to become wealthy and you own a great estate, you die, you give it to your family. If they can't afford to cover it, then guess who it belongs to now? Esau.
Yeah, because then they're gonna sell it on the real estate market.
Yeah, that too.
Sell it and get a devaluing currency in exchange, really.
Yep.
And then turn around and buy something else, whatever it is that they want to buy. But ultimately, the money goes back into the system, the economy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at the end of the day, we don't really win. Like, if you think about it, you buy a house, and then you end up selling it for profit. I mean, you still got to pay for the utilities, the electric, gas, that type of stuff. So that cuts into your profit as well. But you know you need a roof over your head. So it's like whatever money you get, you got to figure out what you're going to do with it. How are you going to spend it? Especially nowadays while you still can, because the dollar is on its way out. Digital currency is right around the corner.
Yep, that's this uncertain riches.
Right, so all you Jakes that are trusting in this money system, bragging about how much money you got, we'll see how you're sitting when they roll out the MOTB system. We'll see. Most likely you're gonna cross over because you love money so much.
That was good on there. Let's go to the apocryphal. Listen to that.
Niggas want to keep their $1 million houses on the beaches of Miami. You know what I'm saying? You know they gonna be the ones that are gonna accept the MOTB.
Yeah. That's why the Lord said, may as well just get it. You don't want to butcher it.
That's why we don't care about money.
Yeah. Money is just a tool on this side. Nothing more, nothing less.
That's all it is. And it's a devaluing tool. People complain about inflation, the cost of living. Man, you working a full-time job just to survive and pay your bills? That's no life. If you really think about it, society, like people would be under much less stress if they was more self-sufficient and they didn't have to rely on the system. However, society pushes you to be a worker and to rely on this system.
That's all the public school system is, really. Indoctrinating you to just be a worker.
They taught you to
not
go
teaching
out.
you how to think.
They taught you to go out on the workforce and look for a job. They taught you to go to college and rack up debt.
Get used to waking up early, staying in school for 8 hours.
That all prepared you for the workforce.
This is Matthew 19 and 21.
But you know what? The ones that appreciate that lifestyle or they don't mind it are the ones that come from third world countries, which I personally believe is one of the reasons why they want to allow so many immigrants to come to this country, because they're the ones that are be more susceptible to put up with this nonsense that's going on, how we live it, because it's better to them compared to how they was living in a previous country.
They just get the money to send it back home.
Exactly. Or sometimes what they'll do is they'll retire and move back to their country. But most of the time, they're deeply embedded into the U.S. They got family here. They might even have property, you know. But they'll have like a little vacation home over there. You in their own country. But if they were smart, they would get the hell out of here. If they were smart.
They're okay with working for $10 an hour.
Breaking their back.
The people born here, they're not going for that shit. This is Matthew 19, and I'm gonna start at the 20.
And that's when it really hits you. America is the great melting pot.
Yeah.
That's when it hits you. So it's like you may be accustomed to live in a certain way. You might have a vision for how you're supposed to live or how we're supposed to live as a collective. However, these people that come into this country, they're just in a different world. They look out the window and see a different world.
Yeah, they got a different mindset. This is Matthew chapter 19, verse 21. Yahushua said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. See, because when you're rich and you feel like you worked all your life to acquire what you have, you don't want to give it away. You want to keep it. But again, that's going to be a stumbling block for you. You can't serve the Lord and mammon. And mammon, when you go into it, is the God of riches. The 24th verse says, and again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High. This money, it carries a spirit on it. That's why people are willing to put each other to death for it. For some paper dollars that don't mean nothing.
Or they sell their soul for it.
Right. Says, when his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, who then can be saved? But Yahushua beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with the Most High all things are possible. That was the point. Where was I at? You got something?
Yeah, Revelation 5 and 9.
This is Revelation chapter 5 verse 9. It says, and they sung a new song, saying, thou art worthy to take the book and
the book is the Bible.
And to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain.
Because the Bible says that the book was sealed. It's not sealed no more though.
You got men out there teaching you the true words of Yahushua.
Because going back into slavery,
Yahushua,
1806 or whatever, we wasn't reading the Bible. We didn't know that we was Israelites. We lost it. In fact, they was giving us plantation Christianity back then.
which is still thriving until this day.
With a slave Bible. So then, back then the book was sealed. It's not sealed anymore.
Yep.
You understand the Bible. Keep going.
It says, and they sung a new song, saying, thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For thou wast slain, and hast redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, and hast made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth.
So, Christianity teaches that salvation is universal. You know, we live in this world where there's many different nations, people that speak different languages. However, the Most High is only dealing with the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? So here we are in America, in this great big melting pot. Only the Israelites are going to get delivered from here. I mean, that's the bottom line. Only the elect. And notice how my focus is on America. Because America's Babylon the Great.
It should be. This is the place that's going to get pelted with missiles. And Israel, but... that was it on that?
Yeah, that's it.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10. I'll start at the 19th verse. It says, they that fear the Lord are a sure seed, and they that love him an honorable plant. They that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed. They that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed. Among brethren, he that is chief is honorable. So are they that fear the Lord in his eyes. The fear of the Lord goeth before the obtaining of authority, but roughness and pride is the losing thereof.
Yeah. And you know, we've seen that in even movies. You can write up a movie script. There's always a person that doesn't listen, that's hard-headed, that ends up meeting their demise, their tragic ends. Sometimes it's the opposite, though. You know, like for the Israelites, the Most High intended for us to be gods on this earth, but He removed us from that pedestal, and that's why we're in this low state now as a people. However, like the tables are gonna turn, man. Eventually, we're gonna get our God power back, spiritual power, our new bodies. We're gonna be kings on this earth. We're gonna be rich and wealthy. You know what I'm saying? So, the reason why we fell is because, read that again.
Start from 19 again. It says, they that, Ecclesiasticus 10 and 19, says, they that fear the Lord are a sure seed, and they that love him an honorable plant. They that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed. They that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed.
Yeah, and really, the Israelites are guilty of that. We're guilty of that. And that's the reason why we're in the state that we're in.
It says, among brethren, he that is chief is honorable. So are they that fear the Lord in his eyes. The fear of the Lord goeth before the attaining of authority.
The fear of the Lord. So that fear of the Lord is starting now. Because we awaken to our nationality. The book is no longer sealed. We decipher prophecies. So the time is now. Like, this is our uprising.
The fear of the Lord goeth before the obtaining of authority.
So we're about to obtain authority over the world. And that was our destiny from the beginning. But the Most High, He took it from us. He put it on pause.
It says, but roughness and pride is the losing thereof.
Roughness and pride. You know, us transgressing against the laws, not listening to the Most High, worshiping other gods and other philosophies. We're not supposed to do that.
It says, whether he be rich, noble, or poor, their glory is the fear of the Lord.
Yeah. So that's our glory. You know what I'm saying?
We don't care about this shit on the world.
If anything, we detach ourselves mentally from the world. And that's what you're supposed to do.
It says, it is not meet to despise the poor man that hath understanding, neither is it convenient to magnify a sinful man. And that's what they do here in Babylon the Great. Magnify the sinful man. You know, we out here trying to do what's right, doing what the Lord told us to do. People, they just walking on, acting like they don't hear us, they don't know what's going on. But if we was out here with some big ass diamond chains on and all that kind of shit, people want to hear what we got to say. If we was out here looking like rappers, they would inquire like, what they doing out here? But that's because, you know, Esau put that image of hip hop culture and all that shit in the forefront. and it just got these people through.
Yeah,
But even when you go into that, like the whole look of the hip hop culture, the root of it all comes from the drug dealers and how they look, and that's what the rappers want to look like. It says great men and judges and potentates shall be honored. Yet is there none of them greater than he that feareth the Lord. Exactly. No, there's nobody greater than him that fears the Lord. You know, we might not be rich, you know, as in with carnal riches, but we're rich spiritually and rich in faith. You know, even if we don't have nothing, well, we got this knowledge, so we feel like we have everything.
Yeah, like we might not have been the strongest or the fastest to be the next best thing in the NBA or the NFL or any sport for that matter. However, what we do have is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from the Most High, which trumps everything. Because everything, as far as like entertainment and birth in America, which America is really known for entertainment, that's all going to pass away. It's going to be irrelevant. All right, precept. 1 John 2 and 15.
This is 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. The header says, do not love the world. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
So that's plain and simple. Don't love the world. Don't fall in love with it. Don't trade it for the book. Don't trade it for the understanding of the book, really. You know what I'm saying?
It says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
So you're supposed to live according to the law, statutes, and commandments, the Most High, how He wants us to conduct ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, that we're going to return to that in the kingdom of heaven. You know, some people say that they missed it in the 90s or the 80s when there was no internet and everything was simple. Well, the world is going to return to that in the kingdom of heaven. There's not going to be no social media in the kingdom of heaven. You know, Instagram or Twitter where people are posting videos of themselves twerking and none of that foolishness, really. You know what I'm saying? In the kingdom, we're going to tighten up on a lot of things.
Right.
Small things, which is going to lead to major things. So we're really going to return back to a simple way of life, which is really going to give you time to think. Because a lot of people be so glued to their phones or their computers nowadays or to social media that they don't even have time to like cultivate a talent that they might have, whether it be like writing or reading. You know what I'm saying? People have attention issues. You could really not hold somebody's attention for that long. You know what I mean? And that's part of that is because of technology and the way that it's dumped everybody down. It's made everything easier, but it's made us worse mentally.
Shit, look at the people walking around here. You see people walking around, they not even looking at what's going on around them. They just looking at their phones.
Right.
You could just run up behind them and steal off on their ass. They don't know what's going on.
That's how people get phone neck.
Yeah.
Like their neck feels like badly postured. And that's a real thing. And even like people that sit down at a job all day and they work, they on the computer, they like this. That messes up their skeletal structure as well. So you're supposed to move around and like be active and stretch. You can't sit around in one position all day or for hours. Naturally, that's gonna have an insidious effect on your body. So in the old days, or in the ancient world, you know, we was active. We knew how to build houses, construction, farm agriculture. Shoot, nowadays Jake don't even got the land for that to even think about learning how to do agriculture. So it's like we really are cursed people.
We're in a project building.
We're in a low state. But anyway, finish up on that and then we're going to close.
17th verse. It says, and I'll start at 16 again. It says, for all this is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth
The world passes away. So don't invest into this world mentally. You're supposed to detach yourself from this world. Because this world is temporary. The society and the way that we live is temporary.
Says, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. So I can read this last one.
Yeah.
This is Proverbs chapter 9. I'll start at the 10th verse. Actually, I'll start at the 9th verse. Proverbs 9 and 9. Says, give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. If thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself, but if thou scornest, thou alone shalt bear it.
That's plain and simple.
Yep.
So with that, we're going to close. Shalom.
Shalom.